So when my wife and I found out that we were having a baby, we thought it was time that we moved to a bigger apartment. And we looked at an apartment, we got an apartment, and then we were about to move. And the day of moving into this apartment now, I moved alone. My wife was pregnant. I didn't want her to carry things. And then I ended up doing the whole of the moving alone. And just recently, the Lord was convicting me about something. And then the Lord told me that me moving alone was a display of my pride. Because I had relationships in my life. I had people in my life who would have been happy, like absolutely happy to help me move. Like they literally, I remember one of my pastors told me, if you need help, you call me, you tell me. And I didn't. I did it all by myself. And my rationale for it was that I didn't want to bother people. I didn't want to inconvenience people. People have things going on in their life, and I didn't want to inconvenience them, basically. And the Lord asked me a question that if you had work and you had things going on in your life and someone in your life asked you to come help them move, wouldn't you have gone? And I said, yeah, sure, of course I will. I'll move things around. I'll make sure I do it for them. So why don't you give them that benefit of the doubt? It's because you feel self-righteous and you feel better than everyone else. And you cannot give other people the grace that you give to yourself. And I never really think about it. You see, relationships, in order to have relationships, we have to be willing to inconvenience people. And I think about Jesus. I think about when he met Matthew, one of his disciples he just met, and he went to his home to have dinner. And not just him, Matthew had his friends over too. And so because of Jesus' presence, there were other tax collectors. There were other tax collectors there, and they had a big dinner together. So Jesus inconvenienced Matthew, and he inconvenienced him in a pretty big way, making dinner in that way. But I think Jesus did it deliberately. Because one, he wants to give him an opportunity. He wants to give Matthew an opportunity to be a blessing. And that's one part we do not see. We've become so isolated in society that we do not want to inconvenience other people. But we do not know that it is also selfishness, because you are robbing people of an opportunity to be a blessing to you. You're robbing people of an opportunity to be blessed, because it is more blessed to give than to receive. And we're robbing people of that opportunity. I know you have money to take an Uber, but call a friend. Tell them to drop you off at the airport. It's an opportunity for them to be inconvenienced, to build a relationship. In order to build relationships, we have to inconvenience people. And people are happy to do these things. And we have to learn to give people the benefit of the doubt. That is how relationships are built. I think a lot of things, just like one of my pastors will always say, is it's all an excuse for relationships. That is one thing that we're going to heaven with. Not with anything that we have acquired, but we're going to go with relationships. I'm going to remember someone that I know from here, Yeah, man. And I really think that is something that our generation needs to fix. I mean, God is talking to me about it. I'm being more open now to inconveniencing people just so we can build relationships. And yeah, y'all stay blessed, okay?